Heyo, it's your friendly neighborhood Minecrafter No Cones, and in today's episode of Messy Redstone, we're going to talk about a mob spawner. I need a mob spawner in my base on New Eriador, and I wanted to make one that I could completely shut off. There's lots of good mob spawners out there. I'm not sure if there's any that you can turn off completely, and when I say turn off completely, I mean make it so that there's no spawnable area. I'm not aware of any good ones, so I decided to take an existing model and modify it. So what we have here is one that you may be familiar with. This is Mumbo Jumbo's mob spawner, and it uses water to push the mobs out into the center here and then drop them down. Of course, I'll leave a link in the description so that you can see exactly how his works. But the problem with this one that I saw was that you can't completely turn it off. Even if you do turn it off, there's still spawnable area because the water is normally staggered. So you'll have this floor with water on it, and this floor will have no water on it, and then you'll have a bunch of mobs in there when you don't want them. The reason that I need one where you can turn off everything completely is because I want to keep the entity count down. So I'm going to have a hostile mob spawner, and then I'm also going to have a gold farm in close proximity, and if this one's taking up a bunch of the mob count, then we're not going to be able to get as many spawns in the gold farm. So the first thing that I had to do was modify this tower, and this is the reason that they're staggered. Because of the way he has this designed, this floor is off, this floor is on, off, and what we wanted was all of them to be on at the same time. So that was easy enough. You can see this bottom floor is on, and then it just goes to a torch tower to the next floor, and that's on, and so on. So all of those floors are on. So the next problem that I ran into is when I turn it on and off, I could get one side to be completely flooded, but then the other side would have a bunch of spawnable area. So I had to make a device to where it would trigger those so that that area would be flooded. So let's see if I can show you what's going on down here. This is basically the same. I didn't really change anything here. It's got the hopper timer, and then it's sending out a signal, and that goes into a T flip-flop here and sends out a pulse all the way up. The first thing that I did was I pulled a signal out of that, and then when this is in this position here, then this light is turned on, and that indicates that the water on one side is on. So right now it's indicating that the right side is on and the left side is turned off. The next thing that does is that it allows this signal to travel through. This is our on-off lever right here. And that travels through here and then extends this piston, which allows the pulse to go through. So when this is turned on and that's extended, then this signal is able to travel through here, and that retracts the piston. Now all of that may be very confusing, but let me just turn it on so you can see what I'm talking about here. So that signals the hopper timer, and you see one side will turn off. Now the next time that the hopper timer goes over, it's pulsing both sides, so that side gets turned off and this side gets turned on. The hopper timer goes back, and then when it comes back again, same thing will happen. So the reason that we need all that extra stuff is so that if I turn the system off, once that pulses again, instead of sending a pulse to both sides, it only sends it to the side that is currently off, or currently doesn't have water in it. Alright, sorry for that cut there, guys, but I was starting to confuse myself, and I had to make sure that I knew what I was talking about. So as I was saying before, both sides are fully flooded right now, and if we turn this off, it's going to give one pulse to the side that is currently off. So you can see that this splits off in another direction underneath here, and that goes through another T flip-flop, and then that just sends a signal through, and because this piston is extended, then it's going to give a pulse to this side. So if you watch, when I turn this off, the right hand side gets a pulse, and that causes the water to retract. And then the next time the hopper timer goes, it's going to give a pulse to both sides. So the right side dispenses and the left side retracts. Now if we turn this off, you can see that this piston is extended. So the next time the pulse comes through, that got sent through the left hand side only, and that's why this one is now out. So basically what I'm trying to say is that when the farm is turned off, all the spawning spaces are flooded, therefore we can't get any spawns. And when it's turned on, it's just alternating between the left and right side. I'll show this one more time all the way through. So when the hopper goes to the left, it sends a pulse to both sides, causing the right side to retract and the left side to dispense. And now if we turn it off, this signal is going to send a pulse just to the right hand side, causing that to dispense. And now the farm is effectively turned off. I guess that's going to do it for this episode of Messy Redstone. I will include a world download if you want to take a look at it. If you're a redstoner and you feel like cleaning this mess up, please do so and let me know how that goes. I'm going to have to build something like this in my world eventually. It's going to be a while, so hopefully I can get it cleaned up by then. But for now, I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.